You are not here by accident, beloved chosen one. Something has interrupted your normal rhythm, and it is not the algorithm, not chance, not coincidence. Heaven itself has pressed pause on everything around you to speak directly to you. Stop scrolling. Listen carefully. This moment is weighty, and your spirit already feels it. There is a holy tension in the air because what is about to unfold will divide timelines before this moment and after this moment. You are standing in a divine interruption. You have felt it recently, even if you could not name it. Restlessness that sleep could not cure. A pressure in your chest when you try to go back to what once felt safe. A quiet knowing that you cannot return to who you were, yet uncertainty about who you are becoming. This is not confusion. This is activation beginning to stir. Heaven is confronting you at the exact second when delay becomes dangerous and obedience becomes protection. You are different, and you have always known it. Even when you tried to blend in, even when you learned how to be quiet, agreeable, invisible, your spirit never fit into small containers. That is why resistance followed you. That is why misunderstanding surrounded you. That is why you were judged before you were ever known. Darkness recognizes what carries authority before people ever do. And because of that, you have been opposed not for what you did, but for who you are. Do not ignore this stirring. This is not just encouragement. This is a warning wrapped in mercy. Don't do it, no matter the price. Do not silence your conviction again. Do not negotiate with comfort when heaven is calling you higher. You are one decision away from alignment and one decision away from delay. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You may feel like your life has been marked by pauses, waiting seasons, stalled breakthroughs, moments where it felt like everyone else moved forward while you remained stuck. But what you called delay was actually restraint. Heaven was holding you back because if you had stepped into certain rooms too early, you would have been destroyed by what you were not yet trained to carry. God protects His chosen ones by slowing them down until their character can hold their calling. You are not late. You are right on time. This is the moment where mercy speaks loudly one last time before it steps back to see what you will choose. Conviction is a gift. The discomfort you feel is not condemnation. It is evidence that God still trusts you with truth. When conviction disappears, danger is already at the door. But as long as you can feel the weight of this message, the door is still open. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, it is written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 3, verse 15. Today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. That word today is not poetic. It is surgical. It cuts through excuses, fear, and procrastination. Today means now, not when you feel ready, not when you understand everything, not when others approve. Hardened hearts are not created by rebellion alone. They are formed by delay. Every time truth knocks and you refuse to answer, the door becomes heavier to open the next time. You have been sensing heaven's knock more frequently because time is accelerating. Assignments are shifting. Positions are being filled. And yes, some crowns are being transferred. What you do with this moment determines whether you step into what was prepared for you, or watch it pass by because you hesitated too long. There is a reason you survived what should have broken you. There is a reason you are still standing after battles you never spoke about. There is a reason the enemy tried to exhaust you instead of destroy you because destruction did not work. You are still here, and because you are still here, purpose is still active. This is the first call, not the last warning. Heaven is interrupting you gently now because later interruptions come louder. This is the mercy stage. Pay attention. Choose alignment while the voice is still calm. Choose obedience while the invitation is still tender. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be willing to let go of what no longer fits, willing to obey even when clarity feels incomplete, willing to trust that the God who stopped you here knows exactly where He is taking you next. If this message is resonating, it is because your spirit recognizes truth. Do not keep this to yourself. Like this message so it reaches other chosen ones who are standing at the same crossroads. Share it with someone who has been delaying obedience. Subscribe to stay connected, because what is coming next will require consistency, not curiosity. And now, as a prophetic act of agreement, not noise, not habit, but intention, comment 77 below if you hear His voice and choose not to harden your heart today. You were marked before birth, long before you ever learned the language to explain why you felt different. Your life did not begin at your first memory. It began in intention. There was deliberation behind you, design, purpose assigned before permission was ever asked of the world. That is why your journey has never looked random, even when it felt chaotic. The pressure you have carried since childhood was not accidental. It was prophetic weight resting on a vessel still forming. You have questioned yourself more times than you can count. You wondered why ordinary paths exhausted you, why shallow conversations drained your spirit, why your heart reacted so strongly to injustice, deception, and compromise. You tried to ignore it at times, telling yourself to be normal, to stop feeling so deeply, to stop seeing so much. But the sight never left you, the discernment never shut off, because it was never learned. It was given. Your wounds tell a story, rejection that came early, authority figures who misunderstood you, peers who sensed you were different and treated you accordingly. You were corrected more harshly, watched more closely, judged more quickly. Not because you were worse, but because you were marked. When oil is placed on a vessel, pressure follows. When heaven sets its seal, hell takes notice. You were introduced to pain earlier than most, not as punishment, but as preparation. The weight you carried trained your spine. The loneliness sharpened your hearing. The seasons where no one clapped for you forced you to learn how to stand without applause. God was building something in you that could not be rushed, because what you are meant to carry would crush an immature foundation. There were moments when you felt invisible, overlooked, or forgotten. Moments when you asked why obedience seemed to cost you more than others. Moments when you did the right thing and still suffered the consequences. But what you did not see then is that heaven was watching how you responded when no reward followed immediately. Character was being forged in hidden places. Integrity was being tested without witnesses. You are not the product of trauma, you are the proof of survival with purpose. What tried to destroy you only revealed what could not be killed. And even when you bent, you did not break. Even when you doubted, you did not depart. Something kept pulling you back to truth, back to light, back to God. Even when you tried to walk away, that pull was not guilt, it was calling. There were times you felt disqualified by your own flaws. Times you believed you had failed too many times, waited too long, drifted too far. But selection does not depend on perfection. It depends on surrender. God does not choose the flawless. He forms the faithful. And faithfulness is not proven by never falling, it is revealed by always returning. The reason you could never fully blend in is because you were never meant to disappear into the crowd. Your spirit carries a signature that cannot be replicated. You have a frequency that disrupts rooms simply by entering them. That is why some people felt uncomfortable around you without knowing why. Light exposes without speaking. Truth confronts without arguing. You were known before you were named. You were seen before you were shaped. Heaven recognized you before the world ever tried to label you. This is not poetic language, it is eternal reality. Your existence was discussed before time measured days. Your assignment was written before you ever drew breath. And despite every attempt to derail you, here you are still breathing, still searching, still hearing. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. It is written in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. That word "knew" does not mean awareness. It means intimacy, intention, choice. You were not an afterthought. You were not a backup plan. You were not created to fill space. You were set apart, which means separation was always part of the process. You were never meant to fully belong to systems that thrive on compromise. This explains why certain doors closed even when you prayed for them to open. Why relationships ended without closure. Why opportunities slipped away at the last second. It was not loss. It was protection. God was guarding the version of you that had not yet emerged. Some environments would have distorted you. Some connections would have delayed you. Some successes would have destroyed you prematurely. Your story makes sense now. The isolation, the pruning, the long seasons of silence. God was speaking, but not loudly, because He was teaching you how to listen inwardly. He was training you to recognize His voice without noise. And now, because of that training, you can hear what others miss. You can sense shifts before they happen. You can feel truth even when it is not spoken. You are stepping into the awareness of who you have always been, not becoming, remembering. Remembering that you are chosen does not make you arrogant. It makes you accountable. Chosen ones are held to higher standards, deeper obedience, stricter refinement. That is why the path has been narrow. That is why shortcuts never worked for you. That is why conviction always followed compromise quickly. You are still here because heaven is not finished. The mark is still on you. The calling has not expired. What was spoken over you before birth is beginning to rise from dormancy, and everything you endured is now aligning to make sense. This is not the end of your questions, but it is the end of your doubt about whether you were designed on purpose. You were, you are. And what comes next will require everything you have survived to this point. There comes a moment in every chosen life when mercy changes its tone. Not because God has changed, but because you have reached a threshold where neutrality is no longer safe. This is that moment. You are not being threatened, you are being clarified. The fog is lifting, and with clarity comes responsibility. What you once did unknowingly, you can no longer do in innocence. Vision has consequences. You have noticed it already. The grace that once covered procrastination now feels heavier. The excuses that once soothed your conscience now leave an aftertaste of unrest. Certain compromises that used to feel small now feel loud. This is not condemnation. This is mercy narrowing the path so you do not wander off a cliff disguised as freedom. When mercy pulls back, it does not abandon, it reveals. It reveals what is truly in you and what still needs to be surrendered. It exposes motives, not to shame you, but to save you. Many confuse this season and think God has gone silent, when in truth He is watching closely. Silence is not absence. Silence is examination. You are standing at a spiritual edge. Not everyone reaches this place. This is where chosen ones are separated from the crowd not by gifting, but by obedience. You are learning that partial obedience is still disobedience, and delayed obedience is still resistance. Heaven is not asking you to run only to stop standing still. You feel the weight because the stakes are higher now. Light increases accountability. When truth is revealed, neutrality expires. You cannot unsee what you now see. You cannot unknow what has been shown to you. This is why the tension has increased. This is why the internal wrestling feels sharper. You are not under attack, you are under decision. Do not mistake God's patience for permission. Mercy gives space, but it does not wait forever. There is a line where repeated hesitation trains the heart to resist conviction. And that is where vision begins to dim, not suddenly but gradually. First urgency fades, then reverence, then discernment. This is how spiritual blindness begins, not with rebellion but with delay. You are being warned because you are valued. Correction is proof of sonship. Heaven does not wrestle with those it plans to discard. The very fact that you feel this internal pressure means God is still contending for your future. He is not done with you, but He will not force you. You have sensed moments where the Spirit pulled you away from certain conversations, habits, or environments. You felt it, but sometimes you stayed anyway. Not because you wanted to rebel, but because you didn't want to stand out. You didn't want to explain yourself, and you didn't want to be too much. But chosen ones are not called to comfort, they are called to clarity. There is danger in staying where God has already asked you to move on from. Familiarity can slowly turn into disobedience. Comfort can quietly become compromise. And compromise, if left unchecked, becomes captivity. This is why heaven is speaking firmly now. This is not punishment. This is prevention. You are closer than you think to a turning point. One choice can recalibrate everything. One act of obedience can restore sharpness. One surrendered habit can reopen spiritual sight. Conviction is still active, which means the door is still open. But do not confuse an open door with unlimited time. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy. It is written in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life. Notice the language. Set before you, not forced upon you. Choice is sacred. God will always honor your will even when it leads you away from what He prepared. But He will also warn you before that happens. This is that warning, gentle but firm, clear but loving. You are not being asked to choose between good and evil. You are being asked to choose between comfort and calling, between delay and obedience, between what feels safe and what is true. The war right now is not external. It is over your yes. Darkness does not need you to fully rebel. It only needs you to hesitate long enough for momentum to die. But heaven is calling you to decide. Not emotionally, not impulsively, but resolutely. Chosen ones move with conviction, not convenience. This is where many fall away, not loudly, but quietly. They don't renounce faith, they just stop responding. They don't deny truth, they just postpone it. And slowly, the fire cools. You are being invited not to let that be your story. Before you move forward, anchor yourself with a declaration, not for the algorithm, not for attention, but for alignment. Comment this simple phrase below: I choose life. This is not a slogan. This is a decision spoken out loud. When you write it, you are acknowledging that obedience is no longer optional, that clarity has come, and that you are stepping away from delay. These words matter because spoken agreement activates accountability. You are marking this moment. The path ahead will narrow, but it will also brighten. Vision returns to those who respond. Strength follows surrender. And mercy, once honored, multiplies. Stand firm, decide clearly, and do not look back. The war was never over your talent. It was never over your intelligence, your charisma, or your outward strength. The war has always been over your yes. The moment you began leaning toward obedience, something shifted in the unseen. Resistance intensified not because you were weak, but because your agreement with God carries weight. Darkness does not waste resources on people who pose no threat. You may have wondered why the pushback increased right after moments of clarity. Why distractions multiplied when you decided to change. Why confusion tried to creep in just as you committed to alignment. This is not random. This is strategy. The enemy understands timing, and he fears momentum. A hesitant chosen one is manageable. A surrendered chosen one is dangerous. Your yes activates authority you did not know you carried. Heaven does not release full access until agreement is given. That is why so much of your life has felt like preparation rather than execution. Training rather than triumph. God was not withholding power, he was waiting for alignment. Authority flows through obedience, not desire. You are beginning to understand that spiritual warfare is rarely dramatic on the surface. It often looks like fatigue, distraction, overthinking, or unnecessary delays. It sounds like reasonable excuses. It feels like emotional heaviness with no clear cause. But beneath it all is one objective: to delay your agreement long enough for doubt to settle in. This is why discipline has become essential in this season. Not discipline as punishment, but discipline as protection. What you consume, who you listen to, where you linger, these are no longer neutral choices. You are carrying something that attracts attention in the spiritual realm. You cannot afford carelessness anymore. When you say yes to God, you disrupt patterns that have existed for generations. You challenge cycles that benefited darkness. You threaten systems built on compromise. That is why the resistance is personal. It is not just about you, it is about what your obedience unlocks for others. You are not fighting people, you are not fighting circumstances. You are contending with unseen resistance that knows exactly what your agreement would activate. And yet, you are not fighting alone. Heaven does not call you into a battle it has not already secured victory for. You are stepping into a war that has already been decided. You are simply choosing whether to participate. There were moments when you wanted to retreat, moments when the pressure made you question if the calling was worth the cost. That does not disqualify you. Even the strongest warriors feel the weight before the breakthrough. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is obedience in spite of it. As the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, it is written in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." This explains why some battles never made sense logically, why apologizing did not fix it, why reasoning did not resolve it, why changing environments did not remove the pressure. You were dealing with resistance that could not be handled with natural tools, but now that you see it clearly, you can stop fighting the wrong targets. Your yes shifts atmospheres. It redraws boundaries. It signals to heaven that you are ready to be trusted with more. And when heaven responds, darkness reacts, but only temporarily. Resistance is loudest right before it loses ground. You are not behind. You are not losing. You are advancing, even when it feels slow. The very fact that you are still standing means the strategies against you failed. You may be tired, but you are not defeated. You may feel stretched, but you are not abandoned. This is why consistency matters now more than intensity. Small, faithful acts of obedience outweigh emotional bursts. Daily alignment weakens opposition faster than occasional passion. The war is won by those who remain steady when no one is watching. If this message is helping you see the battle clearly, take a moment gently and intentionally to like and share it. Not for numbers, but because clarity is rare, and someone else may be fighting without understanding why. And if you feel led, subscribe to stay connected. This is not about content, it is about continuity. The journey ahead requires reinforcement, not isolation. You are not meant to fight alone. Chosen ones are scattered, but they are not disconnected. When truth is shared, strength multiplies. When light is spread, confusion loses territory. Your yes is echoing louder than you realize. It is being heard in places you cannot see. It is being recorded in ways that matter. And because of it, the war is shifting in your favor. Stand firm, stay aligned, and remember authority follows agreement. There is a moment when pressure stops feeling random and starts revealing purpose. You are in that moment now. What once felt like relentless opposition is beginning to show its shape, and you are realizing something crucial. The crushing did not come to destroy you. It came to extract oil. Chosen one. Nothing that pressed against you was wasted. Every season that felt unbearable was calibrating you for visibility. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were valuable. Darkness does not try to crush empty vessels. It targets what carries substance. And you have carried weight far beyond what people ever saw. That is why the trials were layered. That is why the resistance came in waves. That is why relief always seemed just out of reach. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was preparing you. There were nights you questioned if you could endure one more blow. Days when obedience felt unrewarded and silence felt unfair. You wondered why doing the right thing did not immediately produce the right outcome. But public anointing is never forged in public. It is born in hidden places where endurance becomes muscle memory and faith learns how to breathe under pressure. You are beginning to see that what tried to crush your confidence actually clarified your identity. What tried to silence you refined your voice. What tried to bury you positioned you. Oil only flows when olives are pressed. And the oil in you is not for private comfort, it is for public assignment. This is the transition many never reach. Some escape the pressure too early and never produce oil. Others harden under it and become bitter. But you allowed yourself to be shaped instead of shattered. You bent without breaking. You questioned without quitting. You stayed when leaving would have been easier. And now, something is unlocking. You may still feel weary, but weariness does not cancel anointing. In fact, many are anointed precisely because they learned how to rely on God when their own strength ran out. What you survived qualified you. What you endured authenticated you. What you walked through without applause proved you could be trusted without validation. This is why the calling is becoming clearer now. Why opportunities are shifting. Why your discernment feels sharper. Why certain doors are opening effortlessly while others are closing decisively. You are stepping into a season where preparation meets permission. But understand, this activation does not mean ease. It means authority. It means responsibility. It means you no longer carry oil just to survive, you carry it to serve. The anointing on your life is not for ego. It is for assignment. And assignment always involves others. You will notice that people begin to listen differently. That your words carry weight even when spoken softly. That your presence brings either peace or discomfort depending on what it confronts. This is not personality. This is oil. and oil exposes friction wherever it flows. Do not shrink back now. Do not apologize for what God has placed on you. Humility does not mean hiding. It means stewarding power without corruption. And you have been trained in obscurity long enough to handle visibility without losing yourself, according to what is revealed in the sacred writings of Peter. It is written in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. After you have suffered a little while, he will restore you, confirm you, strengthen you, and establish you. Notice the order. Suffering came first, then restoration, then confirmation, then strength, then establishment. What you are stepping into now is not fragile, it is established. The foundation has been tested. The vessel has been proven. The oil is ready. You are not being elevated to impress people. You are being positioned to impact systems, to break cycles, to speak when others stay silent, to stand when others bow. This is why the pressure was intense, because the outcome carries consequence. And now, as you stand on the edge of this activation, it is important to mark the moment, not lightly, not casually, but intentionally. Scripture shows us that numbers often mark transitions, completions, and divine order. This is not superstition, it is symbolism tied to obedience. So as a prophetic act, comment the number 144 below. This number represents order and alignment, structure after chaos, clarity after confusion. By writing it, you are acknowledging that what pressed you did not break you, and what anointed you will not be wasted. You are declaring that you are ready to steward what has been entrusted to you with humility and courage. The oil is flowing, the season is shifting, and what comes next will require everything you have become. There is a crossing you cannot uncross, a threshold where retreat is no longer possible. Not because God blocks the way back, but because you yourself are no longer who you were. This is that place. You feel it in your spirit, a quiet finality. Not of fear, but of resolve. The season of endless reconsideration is ending. The moment of decision has matured into permanence. You are discovering that destiny is not dramatic in the way people imagine. It does not always arrive with thunder or spectacle. Often, it arrives with a steady, unrelenting clarity that refuses to leave. You wake up knowing what you must do, even if you still feel inadequate to do it. The argument is no longer about truth. It is about cost. Crossing the point of no return does not mean life suddenly becomes easy. It means life becomes honest. You stop pretending you don't hear the call. You stop bargaining with partial obedience. You stop asking for permission to be who God already formed you to be. And with that honesty comes a holy narrowing. Options fall away. Distractions lose their appeal. Old desires no longer fit. This is where comfort must be surrendered, not because comfort is evil, but because it cannot coexist with calling at this level. Comfort seeks preservation. Calling demands expenditure. You are learning that God does not waste what He has refined. If He asks for your yes now, it is because He knows you are strong enough to give it. You may feel the weight of what you are leaving behind. Versions of yourself that felt safer. Relationships built on familiarity rather than alignment. Dreams that were good, but not God-breathed. Letting go does not mean those things were worthless. It means they were temporary. Not everything you loved was meant to last forever. There is grief in this crossing, and heaven does not shame you for it. Even Jesus acknowledged the cost before the cross. Surrender is not numbness. It is awareness combined with trust. You are allowed to feel the weight as long as you do not turn back because of it. You are also becoming aware that indecision itself was exhausting you more than obedience ever will. The constant back and forth, the internal negotiations, the spiritual tug-of-war, it drained your strength. Now, as you settle into surrender, there is an unexpected peace, not because the road is clear, but because the direction is. The point of no return is not marked by perfection. It is marked by finality of intent. You may still stumble, but you will not abandon. You may still question, but you will not quit. Something in you has locked into place. Your yes has weight now. It is not emotional. It is anchored. This is where identity stabilizes. You stop defining yourself by what you avoid and begin defining yourself by what you obey. You no longer need external validation to confirm internal alignment. Approval becomes optional. Obedience becomes essential. You are also learning that surrender is not passive. It is an active offering, a daily laying down of ego, timing, and control. And each time you lay it down, something stronger rises in its place: clarity, courage, endurance. You are not losing yourself. You are being established. The ancient words recorded in Romans still echo today. It is written in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. A living sacrifice does not die once. It chooses daily. This is the point of no return, not because the sacrifice is dramatic, but because it is continual. You are choosing alignment again and again, even when no one applauds, even when progress feels slow, even when obedience costs more than expected. You are no longer waiting for confirmation. You are becoming confirmation. Your life itself is beginning to testify that surrender works, that obedience strengthens, that calling sustains. People may not understand your choices, but they will feel the authority behind them. This crossing also brings solitude of a different kind. Not loneliness, but separation. Fewer voices get access, fewer opinions matter. You are guarded now, not defensive, but discerning. You protect what God is building because you finally recognize its value. You are stepping into a rhythm where obedience becomes instinct, where conviction is answered quickly, where delay feels unnatural. This is maturity. Not loud, not showy, but solid. You are becoming someone heaven can rely on. And once you cross this point, you do not need to announce it. Your posture changes, and your words carry steadiness. Your presence carries resolve. You are no longer experimenting with faith, you are established in it. What lies ahead will require everything this crossing has formed in you, but you will not face it divided. You will face it whole. What is happening now is not subtle, even if it is quiet. Glory does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it advances like fire under the surface, unseen but unstoppable. You are stepping into a season where obedience begins to echo beyond your own life. What you chose in private is now generating movement in the unseen, and that movement is about to surface. This is the explosion forward, not chaos, but expansion. Not confusion, but clarity multiplied. You are not becoming someone new. You are emerging as who you were always meant to be. Now visible, now active, now carrying authority that can no longer remain hidden. The fire you survived has not left scars, it has left light. You are realizing that your obedience was never just about you. It was about bloodlines, about people who will never know your name but will walk in freedom because you said yes. About atmospheres that shift when you enter a room because you carry alignment, not noise. About assignments that only unlock when someone finally agrees to stand fully where God placed them. This is why the pressure lifted differently than you expected. It did not disappear, it transformed. Resistance no longer feels like oppression. It feels like confirmation. You recognize it now. Every pushback is proof that your steps matter. Every attempt to distract you only sharpens your focus. You are no longer shaken by opposition because you finally understand its language. You have become a torchbearer, not one who burns wildly, but one who burns steadily. Your light does not demand attention, but it draws those who are ready. Some will be comforted by it, others will be exposed by it. Both reactions are necessary. Light does not negotiate, it reveals. You are walking proof that obedience compounds. One yes led to another. One surrendered habit opened space for greater clarity. One act of courage strengthened your discernment. And now, momentum is working in your favor. What once required effort now flows with grace, not because the assignment is smaller, but because you are stronger. This is the glory forward, not fame, not applause, but weight, substance, impact. The kind of glory that settles rather than flashes. The kind that leaves environments changed long after you are gone. You are carrying something that does not fade when seasons shift. You will notice that people begin to ask you questions not because you have all the answers, but because your presence feels anchored. You are not reactive anymore. You are responsive. You are not chasing validation. You are walking in alignment. And alignment attracts trust. Do not underestimate what consistency will do in this season. You do not need dramatic moves. You need faithful ones. Daily obedience will outpace occasional intensity every time. Glory grows where discipline is honored and humility is protected. There will be moments where you are tempted to rush ahead, to capitalize on momentum, to move faster than instruction. Resist that temptation. Speed without direction still leads to loss. You have learned patience the hard way. Do not abandon it now. Glory is sustained by restraint. You are also learning how to steward influence without losing intimacy. You know now that private devotion fuels public authority. That time alone with God is not optional, it is essential. What keeps you grounded will keep you safe. This is the season where you teach without preaching, lead without forcing, and influence without striving. People are watching how you move, how you speak, how you choose, not because you ask them to, but because authenticity draws attention. As was spoken through the prophet Isaiah, it is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Notice the order. Arise first, shine second. Glory follows obedience. You do not wait for glory to move, you move, and glory meets you there. The rising is already happening. The light is already present. You are simply stepping into visibility. This is not the end of your journey, it is the beginning of impact. What you have walked through was training. What you are stepping into is responsibility. And you are ready? Not because you feel fearless, but because you are faithful. If this message has walked with you through these sections, if it has brought clarity, strength, or confirmation, consider gently supporting its reach. A simple like helps this word find others who are standing at similar crossroads. Sharing it may place it exactly where someone needs it most. And subscribing is not about numbers. It is about staying connected to a flow that continues beyond one moment. You are not alone on this path. There are others awakening, others aligning, others stepping forward quietly but decisively. Together, chosen ones reshape atmospheres not by force, but by faithfulness. Stand tall, walk steady, carry the light entrusted to you. You do not need a loud ending for something that is still unfolding. Some journeys are not meant to close with certainty, but with awareness. What has been spoken is not meant to rush you forward, it is meant to steady your steps. You are walking into days where clarity will come quietly, and strength will reveal itself not in bursts, but in consistency. There is still room to breathe, still space to listen, still grace to grow. Nothing here demands haste. Nothing here forces response. What is meant for you will stay with you long after these words fade. What is not meant for you will fall away naturally without effort. You are learning that faith is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply choosing to stand where you are, fully present, fully honest, fully aligned, and that is enough. Heaven moves with those who move sincerely, not perfectly. Carry this with you gently. Let it settle. Let it work inwardly. You do not need to announce what is happening. The shift will speak for itself in time. And if this message lingers, if it brings light or steadiness, you are free to pass it on or to simply hold it quietly. There is no pressure, only permission. Your path is still opening, and you are still becoming.